Well, good morning, guys. Another project that I have to get done as we move closer to the end of this build is just above me here, which is the base of the overhead cabinet in the driver's section. I'm putting a curtain on. There's going to be a curtain along this section here. So when we've got the air conditioner going, when we're driving, it only has to cool this section down because it's not a huge air conditioner. It does about 8 square meters, so it should have no trouble doing this. But we've got these curtains to come across here, so when we drive, it just has to keep this section going. So what I've got to do is I've got to take a measurement from across there so I can cut the track down a little bit. I'll take you in and show you the track that I got yesterday. And also the curtain. I'm going to have to cut the curtain down because it's going to be too long, but it'll sit in behind the chair there when it's not in use. And that way, also, when we're parked up at night, we'll have the normal block out shutters on there, but this is where most of the heat comes from. So once we've stopped for the night, we'll put these up as well, and that'll help kill out some of the heat or loss of cold air from this inside air conditioner. So let's get onto it and measure up and get started to cut. Okay, so this is the curtain rod I got. It's 180 centimeters wide. The section I've got is 160, so I've got to cut a little bit off on either end. These won't be there, of course, they're just for the packing. But there's the track for it. So to cut off the ends, I've got to undo this screw. This pulls out, and then I can cut off just down how much I need to take off on either end. I've got to do it so it's equal on either end. So that's what I'm going to do now. And then we've got the curtain. So it's the same colour basically as our blanket over our bed. So it's a bluey colour, or navy, but so I'm going to have to cut this down as well. So once I've got the track up, I can measure how far I've got to come down to cut this off, and then I'm going to have to hem the bottom. So I'm going to be doing some more sewing. So there you go. So I've measured off 70mm on either end, so I'm going to cut this one now. And I've taken off the end cap just by unscrewing it, and it just screws out. So once I cut it, I can put that end cap back in and we're good, and then I'll do the other side. Okay guys, I've cut the ends off now, and it's at the level that I need. So I've just split it down to half and cut each side off. So let's go out and have a look and see what it looks like in the bus. Alright, so that's how it's going to look. It's cut to the right length along there. So now what I've got to do is I've got to attach the clips that this sits in, and once that's done, then we can measure the drop that I need to cut the curtains in. So hopefully, fingers crossed, this shouldn't be too hard of a job. Okay, the 4 brackets are now in. what it says to do is loosen off these little screws, and we should be able to get the track into them, and then we can tighten those screws up and the track should be up and running. Okay, track is now in. That was fairly simple, except for the screw I lost. That took longer to do than the track, I think, finding the screw. Anyway, we are now got the track in. Now to put the hooks on and get the curtain out here and have a look and see how we're going. Alright, so we've measured from the top down to 1450, which will sit just above the floor. That's that top mark, and this bottom mark here is where I'm going to cut it, and that gives me 90 mils difference, so I'm going to fold it over 10 mil and then hem along up the top over here so it folds on that line, which will give me my hem, and that will mean I'll have 1450 from the top to that top line. So now I'm going to cut it here. Just double check the measurements again and then I'll cut it. Alrighty, so we've cut it now. I'm going to go out and stitch along this bottom line, and then I'm going to fold it and make the hem along there. Okay guys, so I've done all the hemming of this, I've done all the sewing of the hem on both curtains now. I've cut them down. Now I've got to do the pleating. This is a pencil pleat. This is all new to me, so I'm just doing from what I've learnt off the internet. With the other one I already did it, so I know I'm doing it right. So what I've done is I've measured half the distance of the full track, which is, the full track is 1660, so 830. So I've got out 830 on the tape measure, and what I've got to do is I've got to pull this, I don't know what it's called, but anyway, I've got to pull this tight so it'll come all the way back to here from there. So there's a knot on the end of this one, so I've just got to pull that tight a little bit there, and then I go to the other one and I start pushing it all the way up so it comes to this level here. You'll see it on the time lapse. These little black marks are where I've got the clips on the other one, and I know they're right, so once I've tightened it up, I'll put the clips in these sections and it'll be the same as the other curtain, but you'll see it on time lapse as I go through. Okay, so I've got it to the mark from there to there. Now what I'm going to do is tie off this end, and just in a slip knot so I can get it undone if I ever need to. And then I just work the pleats out to be even along here. And supposedly, when you've done the pleats, you're supposed to put a hook every 4 pleats. I've worked it out with what I've got in the bus, and this one I'm doing it every 3. So anyway, doesn't really matter, I don't think. So I'm going to tie it off here. Then I'm going to do the pleating so it looks neat, put the hooks in, and then we can go out and attach it to the track. Alright, so I've done that. It's not the neatest, but I'll do it when I've put it up to make sure it's right. I'm just going to put these hooks. Now you can put them in 3 different spots. You can put it here, here, or here. Just make sure you don't put it there in the string. It's got to be in these things here. Now, depending on how high you want it to sit above the track or below the track or whatever, depends on which one you put it in. I'm putting it in the lower one, so it goes from the bottom up and then swings back that way, and then that slips into the hook on the track. So that's how it's done. As I said, I've just learnt this, so I'm no expert by any means, and probably a lot more people out there that know better than I do, but this is how I'm doing it. So if you've just doing something for curtains and just started doing it like I am, this might help. So let me go and put all the hooks in, and then we'll go out and hang it on the bus. Alright, she is done, and I'm quite impressed. That's come up really good. So there it is going down there. Just slides open. I've got some spare material, so I'm going to make some hooks or something to put that around on either side. But from the inside, it's a blackout, so it should keep it cool in the house side of it, but it should also keep us cool when we're driving and the aircon's going. So very happy with that. So I'm very happy with how it turned out. As I said, I'm no sailor by any stretch of the imagination, but I think it's come out all right. So I've got to be happy with that. So come next week when the air conditioner gets in, hopefully that will keep it nice and cool. And in Queensland here, it's getting a bit hot, and it's still in August, so I think we're going to get a hot summer. So just need that air conditioning working and we will be perfect. So that will do it for this video. I hope it may help some people along. If you've got any questions that you want to know about what I used or well, you saw how I did it, so but just put them in the comments below. Once again, thank you for taking the time out to watch the video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and notification bell, because it helps out our channel as well. But for now, guys, we're going to call it quits. So I hope your bus build's going well, and we'll talk to you next week. All right, guys, catch you later. Bye.